All right, welcome. I'm going to show you a really cool painting that you can make for Halloween. We're going to start out with going light to dark, white and then yellow and a fluorescent orange, and brushing over that with some newspaper. And then I'm going to just draw in there with a little black paint mixed with a little of those lighter colors, just some trees. These are going to be trees that are way far in the distance. And actually, it probably doesn't matter if you lay down all those first colors, because I'm going to put so much orange mist over this that you're not going to be able to see them anyway. But I was hoping that it'd be just a little bit brighter in the center. So I covered that first layer that I laid down of trees with lots of more fluorescent orange paint so that it's misty and in the distance. And then I made a circle around that with, I have a semi-transparent black paint, so I use that to make a circle around the whole thing. And then I'm going to make my next layer of trees. So just with my small round brush, I just draw in there some trees, and with my dish scrubby or other kinds of texture tools, I can tap in some leaves on those trees, maybe add a few details with my palette knife, my spatula, and those trees, and then cover the whole thing up with more fluorescent orange. So this looks like it's way in the distance, covered with mist. And let's make a circle around it with our black paint. And I'm going to cover the edges of that circle with a little more fluorescent orange to kind of blend it in. And now I can use that dark color to make some trees. So with my newspaper, I can brush up the side using my fingers to draw in those tree shapes. And I can also fold the newspaper to make those roots. If you fold the newspaper over and over and over and over again so it's a square, you've got a great tool for drawing tree roots. So the roots on the right side, I've made them kind of white. I dug down to the bottom, but since I've added so much black and it's dried a little bit on the left side, well, the roots come out a little bit black, so that's kind of cool. And anytime I need more mist so that it looks like the things are lost in this Halloween orange mist, I go back in there with some fluorescent orange. So let's add a different kind of tree on this side, a tree that's a silhouette. So just with my black and again my small round brush, I'm drawing in a scraggly tree. You know, if you have a couple of kinds of brushes, a small round brush and a really thin liner brush, that's useful for making some of the smaller branches. And you can just doodle in some of those leaves with your brush if you want, or tap them in with your dish scrubby or your other texture tools. All right, so there we've got another tree. Let's surround it with some foliage. I'm tapping it in there with my dish scrubby. Tapping in some more foliage, and I'm going to add like a colored leaf or grass or bush on top of this, just with yellow. So what I've got there is another texture tool. It's a paint pad cut into a little semicircle, and I dip it in my yellow and I can tap it on, and I've got some great effects there. If you want more detail about these texture tools, we have a great video explaining all kinds of things that you can do to create texture inside the Spray Paint Art Secrets membership area. So come check that out if you want to get lots of detail on great texture tools. Meanwhile, let's add a little graveyard right here in the center. So just with my small round brush, I just doodled in some crosses, some gravestones, and then with my palette knife I can go in there and add a little highlight along the edge by scraping off that black paint to reveal the colors underneath. And if I want to get more detail, I can write, RIP, maybe somebody's name or whatever, add a few sharp highlights in there with just a ballpoint pen. We'll go in there and remove the paint. I've created a little sun off in the distance, a very spooky looking sun with some yellow paint being sprayed through a CD. And now all I need to do is doodle in a few bats, and I've got a spooky Halloween painting. So I hope that you've enjoyed playing with these ideas with me, and that you give them a try, and go to spraypaintartsecrets.com if you want a free lesson and to learn lots more about spray paint art and quick painting techniques that you can use with whatever kind of artist you are. If you've got questions, my name is Elisa Amor. spraypaintartsecrets@gmail.com is my email, and I look forward to hearing from you. Ciao.